Welcome to day 13.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to day 13 of the Emotions course. Today we'll be talking about designing your self-esteem. Now, this course, I'm going to read off about 60 words. So if you're listening to the audio version, or if you just have the Emotions eCOURSE practical ebook, then look somewhere for it. You'll find it either in the book, or I'll have a link somewhere where where you purchase the audio. But if not, definitely visit alwonza.org so you can hit the contact page, message me, let me know you didn't get it, and I can definitely give you a copy. It's very good to lay eyes on these words for this exercise. So, but if not, I'll speak moderately, so if you have a pen and paper, now would be a great time to grab it. All right? So, designing your self-esteem. How would you describe yourself? The following list of adjectives, a selection of virtues, vices, strengths, and weaknesses, which may or may not apply to you. And I'm going to start reading them now. Incapable, depressed, beautiful, self-righteous, ashamed, confident, demanding, happy, considerate, worried, afraid, creative, boring, sensitive, emotional, sloppy, stupid, enthusiastic, kind, responsive, extrovert, unique, tolerant, flexible, angry, lovable, intelligent, modest, embarrassed, introverted, overbearing, manipulative, loving, perceptive, uncertain, mistrusting, clever, lighthearted, passive, active, artistic, responsible, ugly, lazy, supportive, inarticulate, intolerant, tactful, worthless, unattractive, talented, interesting, withdrawn, thoughtful, shy, aggressive, timid, sarcastic, proud, useless. Now let us go on. We can even go a step further and look at all of these things from a different point of view. Example, you could look at how others see you, how you look and act, how well you do at work, how well you do at home, how you are in your relationships, how you are in your social position, how your mind works, how self-aware you are. And it's important to remember that we can be all of these at some point. But let's have a little fun with the exercise. Make a list of all the things on the above list or anything else that comes to mind that you almost never are. I am almost never ... Now try it with things you think you are almost always. I am almost always ... Which of these statements do you consider the most important? Example, your underlying personal self-beliefs. Who do you think you are? Are your core beliefs positive or negative? Do you have a high or low sense of self-worth? Who do you think you are? Look at all the negative things you wrote down and try to picture yourself saying them about someone else. Would you treat someone else in the same way? How would you feel if this is how someone else talked about you? If you know who you've described and are happy to be that person, that's fine. But you should think about whether this means keeping some part of yourself quiet, out of sight, and therefore out of mind. If you think this is true, try to figure out where it could be. Disarming the inner critic. Take each negative statement one by one and compare it to the list below to see if it makes sense. Does this statement make a general rule from an isolated example? Does this negative statement focus too much on a small part of what you've been through? Has the description been blown out of proportion, or is it accurate? Is the critical description a thinking in terms of black and white? Is there an expectation to take responsibility for events that are actually outside your control? Do people tend to think that everything is intrinsic and that the world revolves around them and their interests? Have you been trying to read people's minds or assuming you already know what they think about you? Do you know for sure that other people don't like you, are unforgiving of you, or don't care about you? Do you assume that you have no responsibility or are a helpless victim? Is your inner critic being inappropriately emotional? Try to find a more logical statement that contradicts each negative statement. Example: I may sometimes misunderstand, but that doesn't mean I'm stupid. It just means that I can't understand the explanation as it stands right now. Find an exception or a strength that goes with each weakness or bad trait. Think about people you like or care about, even though they have bad habits or traits you don't like. Try adopting the same attitude to your own traits. Make friends with yourself. That brings us to the end. And as always, anything that arises, definitely visit alwonza.org to schedule that meetup with me for individual coaching to help you overcome anything that arises during this e-course, okay? And before we go, if you are a coach, inspiring coach, want to be a coach, or realize that you often are mentoring or coaching, maybe you're even a pastor or a leader in management, definitely consider getting my book, the ebook, Character Dominant Training. It's a simple approach to coaching, whether you consider yourself one or not. If you're in a leadership position, this book is a must. It's the most important relationship to build if you want to heal and be successful as a coach is the one with yourself. Sometimes you need coaching yourself. Just sit down, get quiet, and coach yourself. That's it. Just like you're doing now in this e-course. Trust yourself. You can do this. And this ebook is available at alwonza.org. That brings us to the end of day 13. And I will see you tomorrow.